The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 2. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of real women producing extraordinary results by finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Get your free audiobook at our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host, Sheena Yap Chan, and today we have a special guest on. I actually met this girl in our, we have a little mastermind where we share each other's content. Every day, I'd see this girl pop up, and, there was just something about her that, drew her to me, and I knew I had to, ask her and bring her out today to share her story with you. So, this is actually, we've never even met in person. Everything's just been through the internet so far because I live in Toronto and she lives in Singapore. And this is the greatest thing about the internet, right? We can connect with each other even if we're on, on the other side of the world, even though our time zones are crazy. It's like a nighttime here right now and she's there, early in the morning in Singapore. So I'm going to bring her out and she's going to tell you a little bit more about herself. Her name is Genecia Alluora and she's from Singapore. So Genecia, how are you doing today?
Hi, Sheena. I'm doing great. Really awesome. I mean, I agree with the time zones. It's really crazy.
So maybe you want to tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Okay, basically, I am the next generation marketing and business strategist. I help entrepreneurs and coaches build business that fuse passion with profit. I own a retail F&B chain here in Asia. So in Southeast Asia, we have 7 outlets in 3 countries. And of course, I do a lot of work setting up sales funnels using internet marketing. That's me in a nutshell.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. So, I'm just going to have a couple of questions for you. What is your favorite self-confidence quote that you go to?
My favorite self-confidence quote is, "The sky is the limit and there is no storm that I cannot conquer."
Oh, wow, that's good. Do you know who's that from?
This one, I think it's anonymous because it has been with me since in my teens. And because when I first started, because I'm a beauty queen here in Singapore, I'm a Miss Singapore. And when I went through my journey you're talking about self-confidence, right? I was not good looking. I was pretty ugly. I had gone through the puberty stage with the acne on my face, and with that, I've got very good friends around me who told me that I could, leap beyond my own circumstances because I wasn't born into a rich family. I came from a middle income or low income family. And when I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, my friends keep telling me, the sky is the limit. No matter what your circumstances is, you can step out of your comfort zone. Striking out on your own is always scary. Even starting on your own business or, becoming more beautiful, we always imagine the worst possible scenarios. But in reality, these situations rarely come to pass. And they want me to know, and I want other women to know that, they shouldn't be crippled by their perceived limitations. So that's why this quote really stuck with me for a really long time, because we don't want to dwell and keep dwelling, because the longer we dwell, the harder it'll be for us to take action in life.
That's so true. I've been through that road too, and it doesn't really serve you any purpose, right? It just makes things a lot harder. So what is your definition of self-confidence?
Self-confidence is to be authentic, to really dig deep into our core, having that zone of genius that we are able to function with our zone of genius, and then serving others with our zone of genius.
Cool, I like that, having your zone of genius. We all have it. I think sometimes we just need to learn how to tap into it. And I know some people, they feel like they don't have it, right?
And because self-confidence is because people I've seen, because I teach many women, I've helped many women and counseled many women, the issue that I always see is that they always seek the external factor that gives them confidence. Like, for example, I'm not saying that making makeup or dressing up or buying stuff will help you to feel good, or getting material stuff. It's just part of the process. But if we don't know who we are, there's no foundations, authenticity, or knowing our zone of genius, our core, and then shining from inside out, then we'll always be the empty vessel seeking others to complete us, seeking things to complete us, which I strongly don't advocate for. I advocate for women standing on their feet, being independent, knowing who they are, and then flaunting their inner assets or their inner wisdom to reach out to the world.
That's great. So what was your life like, before you even had your own discovery of self-confidence?
Well, that was really many years ago. I came from a poor family. I drove a van. I drove a Suzuki Avery for 8 years. I was bullied in school. I had to work. Okay, so imagine this. Every morning here in Singapore, we wake up about 5 a.m. in the morning, and then we get ready, we go to school, and then our day finishes around maybe 12 or 1, and then 1 p.m., and then we had to do like project work or what we call the extracurricular activities, where we are like head prefects, or we have our, like sports to attend to or run our projects. And at the end of the day, about 5 p.m., I had to get ready. Not having dinner, just a quick tea break. I had to get ready and then go out to teach yoga, aerobics, line dancing for many years. In fact, I supported myself through school since I was 14, and I did that for almost 10 over years, because my family wasn't well to do. I had to support my brother. My brother is 10 years younger than me, and my dad had stroke many years ago, and he was not really able to work. My mom is not really employed per se, so I had to, as the eldest daughter in the family, I had to bring home the money, bring home the bread, even though I was studying. So my health was really badly affected. And, when the rest were out shopping after school, they go out, they hang out in shopping malls, or they go to Starbucks and then sit down for coffee, I'll be like, hey, I've got to go. And I don't know if you remember, or you're in my era, back then we were using Nokia. I don't know if you remember a Nokia phone. I was using a Nokia 3310. It was a big phone with rubber buttons and yellow screen. And then, the other phone I changed to was the butterfly Nokia 8250, where my friends were all changing to Samsung polyphonic ringtone phones and higher end phones, where I'm still stuck with the ancient Nokia phones, and I was pretty much the laughing stock of the school, or of my class. And the girls were quite mean. They'll call me names, and that kind of caused me to lose my confidence, not be able, even though I was teaching and serving the community and bring home money as the eldest daughter, doing my roles and stuff. But that kind of took an impact of me knowing that maybe my circumstances is like shit. I can't get out of it anymore. It's like, that is my life. That's it. But like I said, after going through a beauty pageant where my friends encouraged me, some really good friends, and that kind of changed my life and my perception about me and about confidence.
So during the beauty pageant, or your first beauty pageant, was that like your aha moment then? That you knew that, you could be anything you wanted to be, and your self-confidence came out from a beauty pageant? Because I know sometimes when people say you're in a beauty pageant, they only see the exterior stuff out of it. They just think it's a beauty contest. But, it's more than that, right? I know beauty pageants, it's more than beauty. It's about the talent and actually the person.
The funny thing is, you're right, Sheena. The funny thing was, I am an occupational therapist. I'm a medical graduate who went into beauty pageant. And on moving forward, the path where when I ran my business, where I do corporate trainings and trainings for women, beauty is a double-edged sword. It's like I have to prove doubly hard that I can do it. It's like kind of like a curse as well. Sometimes I think of it. It's like when you are pretty, you are beautiful, you're there. Yeah, it's good for you. But then the women that you are reaching out to, they are kind of dubious. They're like, okay, so you're a beauty pageant winner. So, because I participated in the biggest one here in Singapore. It's Miss Singapore Universe. I'm sure you know Miss Universe, the pageant, right? So when women the crowd that I was reaching to kind of think that way. So I have to prove doubly hard. But nevertheless, like I said, going back into our inner wisdom, the zone of genius, that core that was within us, when you use your heart to touch women or to serve others, people can feel that. That's why I advocate for that authenticity. When you ask me how do I define self-confidence, is when you know who you are, you have a deep sense of authenticity, and when you speak to others, they can feel it. Even though that beauty pageant facade or that title, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, is that groundedness that keeps me going. So that was the aha moment. No matter what happens on the exterior, as long as we are grounded, good head on our shoulders, people can see that. We just need to work doubly hard. That's all.
I do believe having like a good heart, people can see through that, whether it's through a video or through a letter or through like this podcast, right? People can see that, you're doing something good and you're trying to make a difference. And, that's how you can build a following and people will start coming to you. So, my next question is, what's your life like right now?
My life?
Yeah. After the discovery of self-confidence.
My life has been good. I mean, I have gone through ups and downs in my career, in my entrepreneurship. I have gone through a few years ago a crippling debt of a six-figure debt because I was bad in finance management. I had bad partnerships. And after that, I overcame with this thing called your online business. Of course, like you said, it's the internet, right? So I got out of my six-figure debt. I started my online startup school because I used to run this company called In Queens. It's still here. I mean, it's still available. It's still on. It's just that I have changed my business model. In the past, I trade time for money, which means for an hour I stand there, I'm paid like $150 or $500 or $50, whichever, right? But now I'm no longer paid by the hour. So it's so much more fluid. I have so much more freedom. I love my life now. I'm now traveling a lot more. I do this travel kind of thing now. It's like my next phase that I'm running, where I travel to different parts of the world. I run webinars. I bring the latest knowledge to my audience. And yeah, I love my life, actually.
That's pretty cool. I like that you get to travel and then now you have, your business working for you versus the other way around. So I just wanted to ask one more question. Well, actually I have a little bit more, but we're almost done the interview. But, what's one tip you would give to someone who's listening to your story right now about, being in their journey of finding their self-confidence? Like, what's one tip you would give them?
One tip, the tip is striking out on your own to find yourself and to get out of your comfort zone is always scary, and we always imagine the worst possible scenarios. So in reality, these situations rarely come to pass. Like I said, I want women to know that they shouldn't be crippled by their perceived limitations. Instead, they should channel that worry into something more positive by envisioning success or by envisioning more self-confidence in the things that they do. Start with something small, right? Overcoming baby steps can allow you to take on bigger challenges moving forward. And don't dwell, because the longer you dwell, the harder it will be for you to take action. So my dear ladies out there, for Sheena, friends, do get educated, make mistakes, learn and repeat. You don't want to be the person who regrets not doing enough for herself when you get older. And that's my advice.
I like that, taking baby steps, because I always believe when you have small success to celebrate on, it can always just lead to another success and another success, and it grows, right? I mean, just start celebrating the little stuff. And
yeah.
And, I'm so grateful that you took the time to do this interview. And for the listeners out there, I just want to ask, where can they reach you if they want to know more about what you do? Maybe they want to learn more about your travel webinars. Is there a link that we can reach you at?
Yeah, you can reach me at my name, GeneciaAlluora.com. That is Genecia, Alluora, ALLUORA.com. And Alluora means God is my light. I always have Him guiding me in my business and in my life.
That's awesome. And I know you mentioned you might have a little surprise for the listeners for, taking the time to listen to this episode. So you said you have a small mini contest that you have that they could win your free published ebook, and you have a money attraction course.
Yes, I will be giving away 10 of my ebooks for your listeners. This is not just an ebook, it is a published book that I've converted into an ebook. On top of that, I'll be giving away a attraction money training, how to attract money training that really help. There's a system that I use to get out of my 6-figure debt. So I want to share it with more women out there so they can actually opt in to the link, I think, on your post, and then they can take it from there.
Yes, that sounds awesome. And yes, if you want more information about Genecia's website and her free gifts, just head over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and just search for Genecia Alluora. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I just want to thank Genecia for sharing her journey with us. So, thank you, Genecia, for, taking the time to share your story and, sharing your advice on self-confidence. I'm sure, the person listening to this is pretty grateful for, sharing your wisdom with them and what you had to go through to get your, to get through your discovery of self-confidence.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I'm so grateful you're able to come out. So, friends, just be on the lookout for a brand new episode of another amazing woman's inner journey to self-confidence. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.
Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us at the Tao of Self-Confidence. Head over to the taoofselfconfidence.com for full recaps of every show, our amazing blog articles and resources, and just plain fun. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits, so start today.